Good morning, boys and girls. We are going to talk about networks. What is a network? A network, regarding computer science, is no more than having two or more than two computers connected through a physical medium. That could be whether copper cable, copper wires, or wireless. A small network is something that is really frequent. At home you have a small network, and the start, what we call the start configuration, is the most typical for these small networks. Okay, in this case we have, in the case of the start network, we have a switch that is in the middle of the network. We call a small network because all the devices are very close to each other, and it happens at home. We may have more than one workstation or client computers with a switch, and we can share some hardware, like for example printers. Small networks use network cards in the computers that are connected. A network card is this one, is inside the CPU and is inserted in the expansion slots of the motherboard of the computer. Okay, here we have a port where we connect the RJ45 wire that we use for connecting networks. And also, what is the software that we use in networks? We have two pieces of software regarding networks. The first one is the ones that we call the drivers for the network card. We know that every device that we connect in the computer needs a software to run the hardware. And in this case, if the hardware is the network card, we need a specific software for making it work. That is the driver of the network. And the language that we use, the code and that we use, the rules that we use for communicating the computers are what we call the network protocols. Okay. What is the purpose of making a network? The main purpose is for sharing, could be hardware, software, or for exchanging information. Okay. Regarding the way the information is exchanged, we have two types of different computers. Computers that supply the information and computers that request the information. The computer that supplies the information is the one that we call server, and the computer that requests information is the one that we call client computer. An example of sharing hardware in a network, for example, in the school here, we have more than one computer connected through a network, and they share one piece of hardware that could be the printer. Okay, so it is not necessary for the printer to be installed in each one of the computers. Okay, we install the printer in a computer, and all the rest of the computers can make use of the printer. Sharing software programs can be installed in one computer that acts as the server, and the rest of the computers runs the software that has been only installed in the server computer. Is another way, is another purpose of having a network, sharing software. And when we want to share all information, not only with the computers that we have close to us, but also with any computer in the world, what we use is the network of networks, that is the internet. Elements that are interesting to know regarding networks is the router. The router is the device that allows us to connect to the internet. It's something that we have at home, and so the router is a device that allows us to connect to other computers through the telephone line. This is what a router is. But what happens is that many times the router has a switch inserted at the same time. So in this device includes a router and a switch. This is the switch. The switch is the element where we can connect more than one device. Okay, so we connect here more than one device, and we connect the set of different devices to the internet through the telephone line. So router makes the connection with the telephone line, and switch is the one that connects more than one computer. Wi-Fi routers usually use a Wi-Fi connection that makes possible the connection through the internet without the need of using wires. Types of networks. Regarding the distance that we have between or among the different computers, we have three types. Local area network are the small ones, metropolitan area network, and wide area network. Okay. Local area networks, they are close to each other. Examples of local area network could be the network of the school. It is a fast network. Most of them use copper wires, but we can also use wireless connection. Metropolitan area network. For example, computers are located in the same city, and what happens in these networks is that we connect more than one local area network. Could be the example of the network of the Escala Tarifa here in the main building, and the one in the Aulario. Both are connected through the telephone line in what we call a metropolitan area network. Okay? And the one that we call wide area network is, in this case, we have different metropolitan area networks together using different media. In this case, the media forming in the connection could be whether copper wires or fiber optics. Okay? And it's the internet, the global internet is an example of wide area network. Okay, this is the end of the presentation, and I hope it can be of any help. Okay, have a good day.